So Cancer, welcome to your weekly love reading for September 10th to the 16th of 2018. So I'm going to do two different spreads for you and two different decks I'm going to use. So you're the first sign that I'm doing this with. I'm going to continue with the other signs. The other signs had the previous signs from Aries to Taurus to Gemini. They actually had two spreads but the same tarot card. So let's see. Energy for Cancer for September 10th to the 16th of 2018. Okay. Oh. So you both might be holding back. You might be attached to one another, needing to let go, or just uncertain of what to do, maybe financially. So sometimes when you feel like you're not really secure financially, you hold back or you just hold on tightly to certain things, and I feel like that's a card of stress often. Now, what might that person be bringing towards you? They might be optimistic about you, but you may be holding back. Again, even if you're feeling good about one another, you're going through potentially a healing process to maybe find some new inspiration or just maybe even a new person. It just depends. Or even if this is a new person in your life, I feel like this is a slow, it could be a slow and draining process for some of you out there. So I'm just keep that in mind. But I feel like that's a very good card because they're hoping and wishing for you to come around or for you to just maybe allow them some time. All right, now your response. So it tells you that you might be very aggressive, and this is coming out a lot. The Emperor in reverse is energy of a lack of control. Sometimes when you're too controlling, that means you're way out of control and you're trying to make others do what you want them to do. And sometimes when you're angry with a certain person, it might be Aries for some, doesn't have to be, but this is like putting your foot down and not letting up. And when you put your foot down and you got them down, you beat them down and you want them to stay down, because you might be feeling hurt from what they've done to you in the past. So I feel like this is where you are very strict about what the other person does. So I did have to pause really quickly, but yes, very strict about what the other person does and whether or not you can kind of let up the intensity of your hold on them because you don't want them to do you wrong again. So that might be an issue when it comes to the connection for some. Now, what is the advice? Now, it tells you where you are rejecting somebody and you're closed off and shut down. And that's what I get a sense of when I'm picking up the cards, is not only just reading them in that way, but sometimes you just allow things to kind of come to you. And this is where I feel like for a lot of you, you are pushing somebody away right now, even though they might be optimistic about it. If you feel like you open up to somebody and they do the same thing again, that's where you might not feel like you want to be taken advantage of in somebody. Sometimes you might just want your freedom, so you could be holding back in some way for some of you out there. So the advice is to tell you that you may need to open up in some way. Two things: if you feel that somebody that you're dealing with, if they're going to do the same things that they have not learned how to do right by you in some way, it tells you, yeah, shut down. You might not be available, take a break, and think about when the right time is to open up. But for others of you, if you know you've been really closed off and you've been waiting too long and you're really not giving somebody a chance or a shot to to let you know how they might do you right in some way, it tells you to open up to the opportunity. All right, now the outcome is the energy of choice, mutual understanding, and compromise for some. And I feel like this is either you are thinking about some going back to the past, giving somebody another shot, or you're just trying to figure out what's the best for you at this time for some of you out there. So let's look into clarify the Four of Cups for Cancer. So the Four of Wands is here. So either some of you are married, you're wanting a marriage or commitment, or that somebody else is already married and they are not readily available for you. And until you have a home, or the home is how you want it, some of you might shut down. All right, shut down that person. So that's going to be spread one. All right, let's look into spread two. So for spread two, let's see. Spread two for Cancer for September 10th to the 16th of 2018. Cancer of September 10th. Okay. So you both you're disappointed. You're like stepping away from somebody or something. Again, holding back, letting go of somebody, or just being emotionally unsatisfied and looking for something else to do, on someone else, or something else to focus on. What they might be bringing toward you, they're frustrated. All right. Which is an indication of being very hasty, sometimes wanting to reach out to somebody else, to connect with somebody else, often maybe even have sex with somebody else because you're not giving them what they want. And there could be like temptation, or them just coming through very bossy and obnoxious at times. So it could be a fire sign, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. It seems like they might be trying to block you from either leaving or doing what you feel like is necessary in some way. Your response, your healing, all right? Either this person has broken your heart and you still feel broken from what they've done, or you're not willing to accept an offer right now because you're still either married or you're around somebody where you would like to separate from that connection. All right. Your advice tells you to move. All right. A lot of times this is like if you needed to move, get away, sometimes literally, but focusing on different things where it can just have you happier, more rejuvenated, and feeling more passionate about things, and not feeling like you're trapped where you don't really want to be. Oftentimes as well, this means that if you feel like you're doing too much, it tells you to relax your mind so that you can think about the right way to go, or the right scenario to kind of adapt to, and the right path to follow. All right, for some outcome. Again, the energy of anxiety, and I believe Gemini had this as well. You could be dealing with a Gemini, but there is confusion surrounding what to do with somebody. And let's see, clarify the moon for Cancer. Yeah, somebody is married, and sometimes this is often holding on to somebody or scenario where you need to let go. You need to let go and see what happens with it. Clarify the moon again for Cancer. Yeah, you're stressed, some more stress. So a lot of major arcanas that are showing up here. So I feel like this week might be some reevaluation of what to do with somebody. And even though they might be happy to be around you, this could be an ex-partner that's trying to return and you're not wanting to, or somebody that's dealing with an ex-partner and they're wanting to come around, but you know that it's not in your best interest just yet. So messages for Cancer for September 10th to the 16th. Playfulness, it says to recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. Again, the energies of getting up, doing something that's going to be good for you instead of being down, depressed, and sad because you can't really make changes or you feel like you're not ready to. So keep that in mind. All right, messages for Cancer for September 10th to the 16th. And new love, a new person has stirred your romantic feelings. So that's still embracing it, allowing that person to reveal themselves, to confirm whether or not this is somebody that's going to be significant for you in your life, or if again, removing yourself from someone that you're not in love with any longer, that you've fallen out of love with, and you know that in your heart, and you don't need to stay where you're not really reciprocating. When you're not giving back, the other person is not as well. So being open to this new love interest, and when the time is right, that person will reveal themselves and the bond will become deeper, or you can meet someone new as you disconnect and get out and about and have fun. So that's going to be a reading. Lots of love to you, lots of light, tons of healing vibes as well. I hope you have a great week and enjoy. All right, have a good one.